Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Jackson Archer. Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of My Family Watches The Falcon and the Winter Soldier for the first time. I'm extremely excited because one, I have the shield painted. It's painted now and it looks so much better than the original one. But I'm particularly excited to watch this episode tonight because it's the finale and we're probably going to see Sam in his Captain America attire. So I'm really excited to see that. And I can admit, this morning I saw not a video clip, I briefly saw a picture of the suit that Sam is going to wear, and I immediately scrolled away from it. So it takes a little bit of the surprise away, but I didn't stick around to see all the detail of it, so it's just going to be cool, really cool to see Sam as the new Captain America. Excited to see Sam and Bucky keep working as a team to take on the Flag Smashers, and I'm really excited to see John Walker too, even though he's kind of a bad guy. But as Jake will probably tell you in a minute, perhaps in this episode he might not be that much of a bad guy. He might actually help out in some regard. So I'm just really enjoying watching his character and seeing what happens with him. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch this episode and see what's set up for the future.
So I have a few things. The biggest thing is it was just announced today that a fourth Captain America film starring Anthony Mackie and directed by or produced by the writers of Falcon and Winter Soldier is happening. So, and I've seen people are outraged, like, oh my god, why would they announce that? That's a spoiler. Well, I've said this before, it's not a spoiler because Endgame left us off with the Falcon becoming Captain America. In this show, it just was extra to that. So, like, we knew that was happening after Endgame, so it's not much of a surprise to me. So I'm happy to hear that. This show is literally just behind the scenes stuff. If we didn't get this show, it'd be the same. We would just see him in the next movie as Captain America. John Walker, I've seen discussion of people saying like, oh, y'all still hate him now? So like, that leads me to think that he's getting redeemed in somehow. So yeah, I've just been hearing discussion. I haven't seen any big spoilers, but that's cool. That is very interesting. They're literally just marketing it as Captain America 4, not like the Falcon movie or the Sky Cap movie. I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird, but it sounds cool, so I'm happy for it.
Throughout us watching this show, I've been on the record saying that I didn't think Sam was going to become like the new Captain America. That I thought it was going to be like Sam as the Falcon and Bucky as the White Wolf / Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
and them both embodying Captain America together. They're not really being a Captain America. It doesn't seem like that's the route they're going, but I'm perfectly fine with what they're doing. I think it's pretty good, and he's not going to be like the same Captain America that Steve was. He'll probably still hold up a lot of the same ideals.
He's just taking the symbol.
Yeah, he's taking the symbol, and he's going to be his own version of Captain America that's not controlled by the government, or he's not going to answer to anybody.
You know what sucks is that Captain America, although it's not really the same thing, he's getting a fourth movie, and Thor is getting a fourth movie, but there's no Iron Man 4. It's not really the same, because this is, it's Captain America 4, but it's basically the Falcon movie. It's not, It's not Chris Evans. Really, Chris Hemsworth is the only one who got a fourth movie.
Because he's gonna, whether or not I've seen the picture this morning, he's still gonna have his wings.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a mixture of Falcon, Captain America.
For sure, yeah.
You think the shield looks good?
Yeah.
Better than the original?
Oh, much better. Yeah, the coloring is...
I can't wait to make that.
I heard people talking about some kind of cameo that was supposed to be in episode 5.
It was the lady who talks to John Walker after he receives his sentencing in the Senate chambers. Elaine from Seinfeld, she was the big cameo, and I guess her character in the comics, she's with S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point, and with Hydra at another point, so we don't really know.
Well, I guess we should know.
For comic book sweaties.
I guess we should know after WandaVision that it's not going to be someone crazy.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing before we talk to the old people.
Old people.
Yeah, the boomers.
I'm expecting there to be a lot of action in this one because last week it was very action heavy in the beginning, and then most of the episode was character development all the way through. So I'm expecting there to be lots of action tonight. So let's see what they do. You excited for this episode?
I actually am. I hope that we end happy, like on a happy note. Like if they leave it on a
Cliffhanger.
I mean, that not that won't make you happy, but I don't mind a cliffhanger, but just a small one. Like I want some, like I definitely want Falcon to get this shield and to get.
Well, he has the shield.
Well, then to keep
the
and,
shield, yeah.
Right, and not, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just hope it ends well. And
Yeah.
I haven't read any spoilers at all. I have no idea what's going to happen. So I don't know if people are happy with the ending or if they're complaining.
That's a first for you, not reading spoilers.
I know. I usually accidentally read spoilers, but I've read nothing. I have no idea. I only know, like from last week, that he does have the shield and is probably going to get some new suit. I did know one thing. I think you mentioned that somebody said something about John Walker, like you still hate him now.
That was Jake. Yeah, he was talking to you about that. Like
So,
he could possibly redeeming himself somewhat.
So I mean, like if there's some redeeming and people get along and everything works out, I just want it to all be good. That's what I'm trying to say. I want it to all be good.
I completely get what you're saying because the ending of certain movies, I feel like very emotional reaction to them. Like the ending of the first Avenger is talking to Peggy and he knows he has to crash the ship. Like that gives me an emotional reaction. Endgame, I mean, that's a lot of people's most favorite MCU movie, but I loved that movie because Tony Stark's conclusion in that film, I wasn't left like being upset. I was very satisfied with his conclusion.
I don't mind an emotional ending, but I hope it's a good one.
Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one.
You're crying happy tears.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I want an emotional ending, but a happy one. If I'm sad, then it's gonna haunt me for days.
Yeah. Where is Sharon? Are they going to show Sharon again? I want some more Sharon.
She was just on the phone for a minute in the last one.
I heard she's gonna be in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Today is my 18th birthday, so if you want to send me a birthday wish, just go to my channel.
Like and subscribe
That's all I want to
to
say.
this channel.
So I get the finale on my birthday.
Oh yeah, I forgot, yeah. I'm done with school now and it's Jake's birthday.
Yeah, a lot of things happening today.
This is quite the honor. I get to hold the shield.
Yeah. Well, you held it in one of the first couple videos.
Well, it looks good, especially up close. I don't know if the camera can pick up the high gloss, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, it does. It looks good.
Good job on that. Finale of this series, John Walker. He'll go down somehow. Maybe not disgracefully, but he'll cease being what he is so far, Captain America. He'll just go back to being a regular soldier. Right?
He's still a super soldier.
Oh crap! I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's still gonna be involved within the future somehow, unless he dies in this one, but I don't think he's gonna
I
die.
don't think he'll die because maybe they'll somehow rein him in a little bit because he's kind of getting, yeah.
Think he sacrifices himself?
No. He's gonna be around for a while, I think.
Okay.
I think. He could die.
I forgot he took the suit. Oh well. Yeah, I'm just excited to see how the series turns out. And let's see, you're graduating and Jake's birthday. I'm trying to think what my accomplishment for today would be. I got through the whole day without a nap. So
Yeah.
I did that.
It's just a shield. It's not gonna get you.
They were both charging out of here. As he walked towards them with the shield in his hand, they took off and looked back at him together. And usually they're like, what the hell? Look.
They don't. I think it's because it kind of looks like a bullseye, maybe.
Maybe.
And they are just fearful of it for some reason. Lots of discussion, lots of things we're hoping to see. We better just get into it. Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 6.
Thank you, man. You are Benji. You are Benji. You want to climb out of that hell you're in. Do the work.
Sam helping Bucky, finally giving him some useful advice was really good.
Yeah.
About a month and a half till we hear this again.
Yeah.
The movement is ready. They're not going to stop.
We're probably just gonna see him appear out of nowhere and fly in.
Almost there.
Oh, he said.
Hey, by the way, I called in some backup. Excuse me, sir.
Oh no.
What are you doing here?
I
I hear Cardin's arms are cracked up to be anyway.
Depends on the therapist.
You're gonna move on to building soon.
Oh my gosh.
It's down.
It's Captain
Do it now.
America. Can't wait to see John Walker's shield too. Probably looks like this one with a piece of crap. Oh! Oh!
I'm sorry, wait. What? Captain America. What Captain America was on? It's a misdirect. We gotta keep everybody inside.
Checking yet for your new bird costume.
Maybe a baguette, a few french fries. You guys are gonna have to do something.
Don't let him out of the building.
You know, that's kind of crazy. It's probably filmed in 2019.
I've done this before, kid. I know how it ends.
It doesn't matter if I don't survive this.
You don't think I ever fought for something bigger than myself? That's all I ever tried to do. And I failed twice.
There's not blades.
I think they're flag smashers.
You're gonna remember all the ones you killed.
Trust me. Don't do this. Don't go down this path.
I'm glad you took my call. You've been a big help. Seriously, Bucky, you had one job.
You worried that you're not.
Where's that shot finally?
I don't fly, man. That's your thing.
Oh, nice.
That's so cool.
Oh, that was sweet. He's using the shield. Yeah.
Wait. See if anyone in there has flight training.
Mask going around his cheeks, back to that. I think that's much more comic accurate. Yeah.
Truck's almost here. Worst case scenario, we kill the hostages. To use them to negotiate. To stop that vote. Movement is strong enough to continue without us.
They don't want to kill.
One word. One word.
This nest girl.
What people?
Well, people.
Oh, that was sweet. He's got vibranium wings so he can. Oh, they all saw him. Yeah. He did get help.
Get help! Please! My brother's dying! Get help! Help him!
We need a diversion. Maybe someone to rescue.
Really smart.
Yeah.
Oregon thaw!
Oh. What the heck? That's a good shield.
I don't want to hurt people.
Oh, we gotta fight John now.
You don't think Lamar's life mattered?
I just want the people on that truck.
Oh, come on, John. Help Bucky get that open.
Little birdie told me you know how to fly a helicopter. We're gonna come down from 5. When we get to 1, you're gonna grab the control.
Dude,
bought into that bullshit.
I'm trying something different. Maybe you should do the same.
Oh, Sharon's gonna go kick his ass. Oh, that's awesome. John Walker's finally.
Helping them.
Yeah. That's such a good parallel between the last episode when they were fighting him to take the shield. He says, we could have been a team.
Maybe he isn't bad inside. Maybe went a little rogue.
He said he was never evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Drop your weapon, Curly.
Is she the power broker?
He took you in, gave you an opportunity,
She's the power broker.
and you betrayed me. Come back and work for me again. All of you, we can make a difference together.
Without a super soldiers, how much power does a power broker really have?
On va payer 4 fois ce que tu me devais. 4 times.
I don't do blackmail.
You killed 10 this time than 100. Where does it end?
Practice flipping is really paying off now.
Mercy bears richer fruit than strict justice.
It's a great app. Lincoln? Really? Great man. Great court. Not what you say.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. She shot her because she knows who Sharon is.
I was just bored with her story. I'm glad she's gone.
I thought her story was interesting, but they didn't show enough of it. The
Yeah.
focus was on Sam and Bucky.
Sam, thank you so much. From all of us.
Did your part in dealing with those terrorists. Now we'll do our own. You have to stop calling them terrorists. These labels, terrorist, refugee, thug, they're often used to get around the question why. You have no idea how complicated this situation is. We finally have a common struggle now. You just don't understand. I'm a black man carrying the stars and stripes. What don't I understand? The stairs, the judgment. And there's nothing I can do to change it. No super serum, no blonde hair or blue eyes. The only power I have is that I believe we can do better. But the question is, who's in the room with you when you're making those decisions? Is it the people you're going to impact? Or is it just more people like you? You've got to do better, Senator. You've got to step up. People believed in her cause so much that they helped her defy the strongest governments in the world. People have just as much power as an insane god or a misguided teenager. How are you going to use it?
Sorry, I was texting, and so all I heard was the black guy in Stars and Stripes.
For what it's worth. Suit looks good on you.
Thanks.
The raft. Yeah, oh yeah, it's the one that's out in the ocean. I just remember it was fighting.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh!
Grew up?
The Flag Smasher Super Soldiers. Who
Yeah.
the fuck is he? That was Zemo's butler!
Oh wow, that's
Well,
cool.
the reason they looked at me.
That's cool. I love Zemo.
Looks like our friend Zemo kind of got the last laugh. Walker! My God! Let's go! Now this is more like it. Things are about to get weird.
We're gonna need a U.S. agent.
Thank you.
U.S. agent.
You can tell that Chinese guy
Yeah.
that he killed his son.
Yeah.
You can't hardly watch.
I have to tell you something about your son. He was murdered by a Winter Soldier. And that was me. I didn't have a choice.
I heard the GRC was standing down on those plans of theirs, so I ain't gonna lie. You're special. Black Captain America, huh?
Damn right.
The fight you taking on ain't gonna be easy, Sam.
We built this country. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it.
I almost bought that.
It's something I want to show you.
And he added Isaiah to the history. Captain America in the winter.
Why is he still Winter Soldier though? Change it.
I'd like to offer you and your family our sincerest apologies. We begin to repay some of the debt that is owed to you.
Thank you, Senator.
We'd like to offer you a full pardon. Welcome home, Agent Carter.
We're about to have full access to government secrets, prototype weapons.
Is she good? Yeah.
Really, really good. Brace yourself for impact. I have a lot of notes. First, I said Sam's suit looks awesome. That first clip of him flying in through the window, throwing the shield in, that was amazing. And they teased us with seeing him fly in across the river, and then Bucky looking up, seeing him, or Carly looked up and seeing him flying in at the top. So that was just really cool. I'm glad that they showed it to us right away and didn't have any kind of super build up to it. So Sam looks really awesome. Carly's group, all of her followers, I don't think they really were out to kill a bunch of people. Whereas Carly, she was gonna kill all of the senators if she had to. So, and when you hear Sam talk at the end, you kind of really understand Carly's point of view and everybody who followed her. So I'm not really gonna say she's a bad person or a villain. She was just going to take things to the furthest, whereas her people didn't necessarily want to. Walker, I'm so glad that he got his redemption and really kind of shined as a decent guy. Walker's line in episode 5, he says when he's fighting Sam and Bucky for the shield, he says we could have been a team. And at that point they're fighting each other, but in this one he finally, when given the chance between going after Carly and saving the people, he tried to save the people. He made the right choice, and then throughout the last couple minutes of the fight sequences, he was actually working with Bucky and Sam. They were the team that he foreshadowed in the 5th episode. So that was really good to see. I'm really proud that Walker came around and did the right thing in the end. Sam, you see throughout many of the fights in this episode, Sam is capable, he can hold his own without the serum, using his resources like his wings and the shield obviously, but he deserves the serum. When he's fighting Carly, she's wanting him to fight back and he won't. He's protecting himself, trying not to let her kill him, but he doesn't want to fight her. He wants to de-escalate, which was opposite of all of Walker's pursuits to catch Carly. That's exactly why Sam does deserve the serum, and he is deserving of it because he wouldn't lose respect for that power. And I wrote, dang it, Sharon. I was really excited to see her back in the show, but now that she's seemingly a villain or just a bad person, I want to see more of her story, but I wrote, dang it, Sharon. I'm not, shame. I'm not gonna try to do Sam's speech justice because I can't, but that was amazing to see that. It was great seeing his interactions with Isaiah Bradley and Isaiah really approving of Sam as Captain America and what Sam can do for that title and bring change just to the country and world in general. So then that last scene at the end with Walker being brought out in the black suit with, what was the lady's name? Elaine from Seinfeld.
Right.
Yeah. What she said is that when things get weird, we might not necessarily need Captain America, we need a US agent. So is he gonna be part of the Secret Avengers maybe? The Avengers that are behind the scenes that do the dirty work. I mean, that's kind of what they are from my understanding in the comics. I think Walker, he's definitely gonna be around, and I'm really glad for the time being at least that he's a good guy again. So yeah, I really like this episode. And I love that they showed the title at the end, Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Saw this post like a few weeks ago talking about John Walker's uniform and how it's notably missing the white part of the red, white, and blue. Because I knew this from like elementary school, that the red on the flag.
Oh, you mean his original?
His old outfit, yeah, from one of all the other episodes was missing white, because white represents purity and innocence, and red. I always knew that red represented like the blood spilled throughout wars and stuff. Yeah. He's missing the white because he's not a good person. Like
he has a lot of blood on his hands already.
Yeah, but now in his new costume, he has the white with the red, white, and blue now. Yeah. So he's like he's redeemed himself.
Yeah.
I just want to know where Loki is during all of this.
Yeah, no.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
What'd you
I
think?
took a lot of notes, front and back. Right off the start, I liked what Sam said, and I don't even know if it was a scene like from previous and not from this episode, but he said, you want to climb out of that hell you're in, do the work.
That was in the recap from episode 5.
Okay, that's what I thought. But it was a great reminder and I wrote it down because I'm like, that was really good. Then of course the show started off perfect. Everything was perfect. Sam flying in as Captain America in his new suit and wings. I thought it was really good. And I wrote, Sam has made Captain America his own.
That's really good. I like that.
Yeah, he made it his own because it looks totally different for starters. Like, it just looks different. It's more white. I mean, everything different. The mask, everything's different. But adding the wings is super cool. And also that helped make it his own by adding those. That was a nice addition. And even though I wrote, it's super cool he can fly as Captain America, because the old Captain America couldn't fly. Not really, not like this. And we all knew Sam had wings that could fly, so it's like, well, that's not new information, but somehow it looks different as Captain America.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just really like how he made Captain America his own. It's new and different.
I do like his outfit, the Falcon's new outfit. And I was just thinking, I haven't really loved this show. I don't know why. I want to love it, but I've been really bored with it. I feel like it might have been better as a movie. I don't know, because there's a lot of the stuff that I liked was like, it was all so spread out, so I got really bored with it. But yeah, I love Falcon's outfit, and I loved Anthony Mackie in the show, so I think now that he's getting his own movie, I think that movie will be really good, because Civil War is like my favorite Marvel movie ever, and I don't think that would have worked as a show.
Which show did you enjoy more overall, WandaVision or this?
WandaVision, 100%.
Really?
I actually just saw an Instagram post like red and blue pill. One was
yeah.
And I was like blue 100%. WandaVision was so much better.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't care for it in the beginning, I thoroughly enjoyed that show much more than this.
I can totally see why you say this could have been a movie, because if you total up like all the action sequences within it, it probably was around like 2.5 hours,
it wasn't
maybe.
able to keep my attention as this.
There was a lot of character development that just isn't for everybody. I don't know why. I think I enjoyed this one more than WandaVision. I loved WandaVision, but for what I can't put a finger on it right now, but for whatever reason, I think I enjoyed this show more.
I'm sure I'll love Loki.
So Loki, that's only 6 episodes just like this, but I think that'll probably have a decent amount of character development for him, because it's not the Loki that died in Infinity War, it's Loki from the first Avengers. But I think it's gonna be a lot more action-packed than even this was. Yeah. So you'll probably like that more, and you like Loki too.
Even the trailer for this show, I was like, well, that looks kind of lame, and it turned out being...
I can agree with you on that.
And the Loki trailers have been amazing, and that they're really have me excited for it, so I'll be much more enthusiastic on June 11th.
I also really love Sharon. I wrote, she reminds me of Black Widow a little bit. You know, like she's tough, she can fight, she's smart, you know. She uses resources because she's not a superhero, but yeah, she uses like, you know, regular people resources in a really smart way. And I can't tell now from the post-credit scene if she's good or bad. I just don't know. I don't care. I like her. Maybe she's just against the government. I have to have a reminder, like what happened, why she got kicked out and wasn't Agent Carter anymore. But I think maybe she's not bad. She's just not for the government. So if they're letting her back in, now she can know their secrets and, you know, be helpful even to the Avengers with secrets and to herself and her own team or whatever, people that she's going to have. So I don't think she's bad. I think she's just has her own agenda. After the events of Civil War, Sharon was in trouble. She went on the run from the government too, just like Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson and Black Widow all did. Because she helped
She got Steve the shield and Sam's wings out of the government facility
so she was
for the final battle of Civil War. So yeah, like hunting her down because she had kind of betrayed the government. Sharon probably felt betrayed by the government, and all for just helping Captain America.
Yeah. Which shouldn't have been a bad thing. Captain America's good.
So she probably has... I'm not going to call her a villain because I don't think she's been a villain for a long time. I think probably because of how the government treated her, she's now against them.
That's what I think.
She's this power broker or something.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. We're definitely going to see more of her in the future at some point.
Yeah.
Probably in Captain America 4. Okay, you're good whenever.
Okay, I like her. At the end of the day, I like her. So I hope she's a decent person. I hope I'm right. Good speech by Sam at the end after the big fight and everything. That was a really good and powerful speech, and maybe we all in real life should take a listen to that.
Exactly.
By we, not just us, the regular people, but like, hello, our real government, you know, making, because like what he said is who's in the room when you're making these decisions, the people who are going to be affected by it or just people like you. That was really insightful that, you know, there needs to be other people in the room.
I can't do that speech justice, but I think that's the best point about it.
Yeah.
What you just said.
I thought it was really, really good. I wrote, we should really listen. I love Zemo because you didn't even know. I didn't even know that was his butler.
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing.
When that car, well, it's somebody for him. When that car blew up and then they zoomed in on that old man's face, you just knew he was involved. It's like why are they zooming in on this old man? What's up? Something's up. And then they cut to Zemo in prison, and you know, oh, it's something to do with Zemo. And I just wrote heart Zemo because as bad as he was in the Avenger movie, and I know he killed Black Panther's father, so I mean you can't overlook that. That's bad.
He still got the last laugh.
Well, with this, I mean, I think there's just some good in him. He's not all bad.
Those flag smashers shouldn't have died. They weren't about killing innocent people.
But he doesn't care.
But yeah, he doesn't care. He just wants super soldiers not around.
I guess I like him because he flops back and forth too. He can be good, he can be funny, and he can be downright bad. But for some reason, I just find him funny. I mean, I find him funny, I guess, and that's why I like him. Bucky telling the truth when he had to cross that guy off his list and admit that he was the one that killed that man's son. I could hardly watch that. It just felt so. I mean, I know it's only a TV show, but it felt so real and so sad, and I could barely watch it. And I hope it helps Bucky move on, because it's hard. I'm sure that old man can't see it, but we all as the viewers can see that it wasn't Bucky. You know, I mean, he was programmed to do it. It was the Winter Soldier. That scene is actually probably the one gripe I had with the show, and it was nothing about like the dialogue that was in the scene. I think that scene should have been a little longer because I think so too.
I think without having seen it, because the scene was only like 20 or 30 seconds long, I bet Bucky did kind of at least try to explain to him that he was brainwashed. It wasn't really him, it was the Winter Soldier. It was a different personality that killed your son, not me. But for whatever reason, I think they didn't want to push the time, because I think that, I mean, it would have been even harder to watch to see him try to explain more of it to the guy. And maybe the scene just flowed better with it not including as much. Because we all know probably the conversation he had.
Right, I think it was assumed.
I would have liked to see more of that scene. I think by Bucky seeing the guy in the bar, because Bucky was going to go into the bar to see that girl that he talked to from the first episode.
Right.
But he didn't go in because he saw the old man there. So I think it's just going to show that Bucky has done the work now, like Sam said. He can
move on.
He's done the work now, like Sam said.
Yeah.
And he's finally being able to move on from the Winter Soldier. Friendships that he had made, like with that old man, they might have to be put on pause for a little while, but that's part of his healing process.
Right.
he has to deal with that pain now to get through to the other side.
Which it makes it even sadder because I think he really cares about and had become friends with the old man.
Yeah.
So that's even sadder. You know, it's like not only does he have to admit what he did, but now he loses a friend. It was just sad.
What are you doing? Stop making noise.
I thought it was great with Isaiah.
Yeah.
What Sam did and took him and saw that.
I felt tears welling up in my eyes during that scene.
I wrote great with Isaiah, endearing. Endearing is the word that I thought of when I saw that scene. I'm like, that was so endearing and so good, and I liked it. But it also made me in real life made me think, wonder how many more unsung heroes there are in history. Like we went to the Air Force Museum and they try to honor as many people as they can, but it makes you wonder about all the people that aren't named that were part of history and did important things. And there's probably lots of people like that in real life who maybe deserve credit who don't get it.
Yeah.
So on a side note, that's what makes it even endearing as well.
That's a really good point.
It just made it endearing because somebody who deserved credit had it, and it was nice to see on the TV show because Isaiah seemed like a nice man. And the last thing was John Walker, the giant turd.
I was gonna ask, is he still a turd?
I saved him for last. I wrote he was decent in this episode because he had a choice at that one part, which you talked about this, that he had a choice to either continue fighting Carly or to save the people, and he chose to save the people. So that's redeeming, you big turd. That's redeeming. I like that. And it also almost seemed like he was teaming up with Sam and Bucky to some degree, which was redeeming. And then the white. Now he has the white on his suit.
The suit that he comes out in at the very end, that suit I think is even more comic accurate than the suit that he had for a majority of the show. So it was cool to see him in that.
Is that supposed to mean he's good now? Or
I don't think the suit necessarily means he's good now. It's just because he made that right choice in that moment, that critical moment.
Okay. So I thought he was decent in this episode, and I liked when he had a choice that he did the right thing. And I wrote, not a giant turd.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure what I mean. Maybe he's a small turd now. Like, you know, he shrunk some. I'm still not sure if I like him, but he was good in this episode. You get 2 thumbs up, John Walker. And Wyatt Russell did a really good job acting.
Yeah.
Because you forget that he's Kurt Russell's son when you're watching this, and you really don't like him. You're like, he's really a stinky turd, and I don't like him, and he bugs you. So he did great act, because you know, Sam and Bucky get all the credit, you know, for such a good show, but he did a great job as well. I hate to say this, but I guess I'm gonna end on 2 thumbs up for the turd John Walker.
I was rooting for him in those scenes when he was fighting Carly, and then he made the right choice and to try to save the people. And it was probably even difficult for him because those were the senators in that van who had just tried to not disgrace him, but they punished him for after when he had killed the
I didn't even realize that. So he could have just been
maybe he didn't. He might not have known that anyway. But yeah, the point being is just he
probably did.
He tried. He got knocked off by those other flag smashers, but he
made the right decision in that moment of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it was a redeeming quality.
Yeah. There's some comic storyline called the Secret Avengers, where, to my understanding, I think they're kind of a group of Avengers that act behind the scenes and kind of do some of the dirtier work
You think
that
he'll
the
be
public
that?
Avengers don't necessarily take on, because they need to
So is that what
and the light.
the Elaine meant when she said we might need a U.S. agent, not
Yeah, that's a theory of mine because of what she says to him, that when things get weird, we might not need a Captain America, we need a U.S. agent. And because he is a super soldier, he's essentially a superhero. So maybe he's going to be part of this behind the scenes team, whether or not they're Avengers. Cool. But he'll be a good guy, but just behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be in future
Which,
stuff.
by the way, I know her name's not Elaine. I just don't know it.
Val. That was her name. Her name is Val.
It was a good show. Every episode got better, in my opinion. Each one was better than the last.
All right.
The show's over. It was good.
Until Captain America 4.
Yeah. I'm a little let down that it's over. I don't think it was as good as it could have been. It does make me interested in seeing it, where it goes from here. Captain America, his next movie will be fun to watch.
What part of it do you think let you down? Was it like in terms of the action that was in it, or did the character development stuff kind of drag the show down, in your opinion?
For me, it seemed like it was too in-depth, the plot line. I wish it were just a little simpler, good guy versus bad guy. I'd kind of get lost on, now wait a minute, who's this and who's that, and what side are they on? So maybe I'm just more old school, but I liked it better, like when you didn't have to think about all the stuff that's going on and what their motivation is for doing this or that. It was more of a thought-provoking show for those who want that kind of a show, but I think I would have preferred just a simple plot where it's more good guy versus bad guy, and I'll just be entertained watching it and not have to think about all the intricacies of what's going on.
I can understand that from your point of view, because you're not quite as invested in these movies as like myself or Jake would be, as myself or Jake are. So yeah, it makes sense why you wouldn't enjoy it quite as much, but I think you did enjoy it overall. What did you think of this last episode rather than the show overall?
Pretty good. I kind of like the abilities that Sam has with his new suit and his wings and the shield and all that stuff.
Because his wings are vibranium, so they can take a beating.
Yeah, it was kind of cool seeing some of the action scenes. I wish there had been a little bit more for Bucky to do. And I'm kind of glad that Agent Walker, what's he called now? Agent Walker?
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent. That he seems to have come around and found his niche in the superhero gang. It didn't work out well his first try as Captain America.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a good asset to have.
There was something that Sam said, I think it was during his speech. He said something about, like, he's not Captain America like Steve Rogers was. Why he doesn't have blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
But he's carrying the Stars and Stripes. I think the point of what he was saying in that scene is what you said, is he's making Captain America his own, doing the best he can with it. And that's exactly to what you were saying. That's what went wrong with John Walker. Walker, at the government's request, basically, was trying to be Captain America that Steve Rogers was. Sam understands it on his own, but also from what Isaiah Bradley was telling him in past episodes, that the world doesn't need the Captain America that Steve was.
Right.
Because Steve's not around anymore. I'm sure Steve would be handling things great if he was around, but he's not. So the world needs the Captain America that we see now.
And also the world has changed since Steve.
Yeah.
You know, Steve was Captain America for how many years, and now he's gone. It's a different world to some degree. So what you would need a different Captain America. Maybe even Steve would have to be different, even if he were still here.
That's something too, that by the time we get around to Infinity War and then Endgame, Steve has changed. He's not the same man that he was in 1945, even when he came out of the ice in 2012. He's not in love with the government anymore. He's actively going, and sometimes against what the government is saying, because he kind of knows what's better for the world than they do.
Yeah.
So that's just, again, part of why it didn't work with Walker was because he was trying to follow their orders. What he says in episode 5, I've dedicated my life to your mandates. I don't know what I'm saying. That's what Sam is understanding of.
Well, and
is that I don't know.
And also, Sam was almost like an apprentice to Steve in some ways. He had somebody that he worked under, whereas John Walker didn't have that. Not a great mentor. Maybe more of a mentor, I don't know. And Sam and Captain America were equals, don't get me wrong, but it was still like Captain America was the leader of all of them. Because when they're fighting Thanos and they all listen to Captain America. What's the plan? So that's who Sam learned from. Walker didn't have anybody like that, even though he made, it was this great, what was he in, the military? Marines, which is wonderful, but they haven't shown that he had any mentor leadership. I mean, who else would? As wonderful as the military is, as wonderful as the Marines is. My dad was a Marine. They're great. They're wonderful. But they probably don't have a Captain America that led them like Sam had.
I liked Bucky in this show in the last episode, but I do kind of wish they would have showed a little bit more Bucky in this one. Just like his action sequence stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. I think maybe I liked this show a little bit more than WandaVision because it's more closely related to Captain America, who was one of the original heroes in the MCU when it started. This felt much more like an MCU thing all the way through, whereas WandaVision didn't feel like an MCU show until like the last really, like all the sitcom focused stuff didn't feel like classic MCU material. It was great, but
that's probably why I picked Wanda definitely over this, simply because it had some of the sitcom value. And I like this, but my problem with shows like this is I can't always keep up with it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
And like where I can pause it and ask like I have questions.
Yeah, I think that about does it. I really enjoyed this show, and I really enjoyed the last episode. It was definitely focused a lot on Sam, showcasing him as the new Captain America, but what do you expect? I'm excited to see all of them more. Obviously, Captain America Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, but I'm also super excited to see U.S. Agent John Walker and more of him and what happens with him, because he still killed a guy at the end of the day, and it's understandable why he was rage-filled in that moment and killed somebody, but he still killed somebody. So I'm really happy he's a good guy, but I want to see where he's going to be used. Maybe he'll be pardoned too. And obviously I want to see more of Sharon Carter and what the hell is going on with her. Yeah, so it was really good. I can't wait to see Captain America 4 whenever that's supposed to come out. I hope we don't have to wait until Captain America 4, which is probably going to be multiple years away, to see all these characters again. I hope we see them again in the near future. Really good show, really good episode. I'm really excited to see Loki in a month and a half from now. There'll be a video out soon highlighting how I painted the shield because the original paint job on this was really crappy. A couple days after the first episode of Loki, we'll have videos out on that again. So in the meantime, some kind of videos are going to be being done. Probably continue the My Brother Watches series for the X-Men universe. Thank you so much for watching in the meantime. Like the video if you enjoyed. Let us know what you think down in the comment section about the episode and the show in general. Where do you think the characters are going to go following this series? Is there going to be a season 2? What do you think? Consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to see more fun content like this, click that notification bell so every time I put out a video, you'll know about it. Have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. Take care. We'll see you next time.